sleep deprivation. Okay, so we're talking about the effects of sleep deprivation, how to avoid or reverse those effects. And I just want to give a bit of background. Sleep and the immune system. And I hope after this you will be able to connect all these dots that are quite fascinating and yet very, very important. Okay, studies show that less than 6 hours of sleep per night can lead to altered immune system. And the impacts also, little sleep impacts the body's white blood cells. Those are the important cells in the innate immune system. That is the first line of defense in our bodies. So if the innate immune system is not working well, one can run into all sorts of problems. And then sleep deprivation causes a rise in inflammatory markers, and it also leads to overactivation of immune cells. That's exactly what happens when there is an infection, in other words, or something really irritating the body. And so sleep deprived people do not even develop a strong antibody response to a vaccine. I thought I'd put that in there for your interest, because I've mentioned in the past that you need a strong immune system for a vaccine to work. So here are the 10 major causes of poor sleep. There are actually more than just 10 that can cause poor sleep, but poor sleep schedule. Some people have no, for example, if you're doing night shifts 1 week and then day shifts and the next week and then off and like that, that kind of sleep schedule can be very disturbing to the system. Bad nutrition and blood sugar imbalances, major, major, major. Then nutrient deficiencies, would you believe it? And then light exposure, LED light exposure. And over there, I want to also add exposure to EMF or the Wi-Fi's and things like that. So we are generally advised to switch off our Wi-Fi when we are going to sleep, and actually to have it off at least 2 hours before we go into our beds. But yeah, we know that we can stay on our phones and devices for a long time. Stress, that one is bang in the middle. Stress can be challenging and a cause of sleep deprivation. Chronic pain. How many people are in chronic pain? So many. Sleep apnea. Those are the people who have challenges with breathing because of, you know, when they lie on their backs, for example, or when they are overweight or obese, they can develop sleep apnea, or just having chest problems. And then hiatal hernia and other heart issues. And then overactive thyroid. And then the last one on this list is gut infections. Would you believe it? Gut infections, and some people, if there's an overload of worms, for some reason they wake up at night and become a nuisance. So we have in our bodies a certain branch of cells called T cells, and those fight off disease-causing organisms called pathogens that can invade cells, such as viruses and cancer cells. And those T cells are charged with the responsibility of recognizing these pathogens. And when they recognize them, they activate proteins that then attach to those invaded cells and kill those cells. The process of killing the cells, or the cell dying, is supposed to happen so that it gets rid of that process of an invaded cell. Also, T cells in well-rested people show a higher activation than the T cells of those who don't sleep well. So what am I saying? People who don't sleep well generally are prone to falling sick and even developing serious diseases like cancer. And lately we've seen a lot of viral infection. So I thought I'd put in this slide just to show you how a virus works. You can consider whatever virus you want to consider, but viruses generally come to a host cell. They first attach, and that's why we've been trying to protect by washing hands and using disinfectant and wearing masks. And then they will penetrate the cell, and then they get inside the cell, steal as much as they can from the cell to build new viruses, which are then assembled, and then they are released out. And those ones will go and repeat this process. So once there's viruses in you, you need a good immune system, which is enhanced by what we are talking about today, which is good sleep, among many things, including nutrition and lifestyle. So all that is happening, and we call that inflammation. And the effects of sleep deprivation will therefore be that there's a rise in stress hormones, such as cortisol and adrenaline. Cortisol, a rise of it causes, manifests as inflammation and poor blood sugar control as well. Then marked reduction in T cell function, I've talked about that. Marked rise in bad inflammation, and then all those are connected with other conditions such as anxiety, depression, chronic stress, and faster aging. So you see, there is a lot that we are now going to apply. So there are solutions, one of which is to join us in our family. Our family is called Neolife. But there are other ways that you can calm your immune system, calm your overall system, and take charge of your life. Whenever the body gives you some signals that things are not well, it doesn't mean you are deficient of Panado or other drugs. You need to pay attention. And by paying attention, you help your body. So at our university a while ago, there was a sleep study that was done on identical twins. And this was at the University of Washington. And the lead scientist concluded this. He said that what we show is that the immune system functions best when the body gets enough sleep. And the optimal amount that they concluded was 7 or more hours of sleep is recommended for optimal health. So ladies and gentlemen, we need to relook at our sleep habits as overall. So here are some tips that I found of what we can do to get a good night's rest. One of them is have your room cool. You know, many of us overwarm our room and put on heaters and 3 or 4 blankets and all that. But apparently the cooler the room is, the better your quality of sleep. And also keep your room as dark as possible. Would you believe that as well? Some of us like to leave a light on or have light flooding into the room. It's best.
Like myself.
And then you can use a sleep mask. Avoid caffeine within the last 8 hours of sleeping. Don't eat within 3 hours of sleeping. So that's another hint. If you know you're going to sleep at 9 or 10 o'clock, supper should be before 6 o'clock, okay? Then get sun exposure. That is so important because then your body is able to manufacture vitamin D during the day. And hopefully when you're getting that sunshine, you also switch on a gland in the middle of your brain called the pineal gland, which churns out a few hormones later on. And then exercise regularly, but not too late in the night, but do some exercise. Avoid bright light after sunset. I'm actually going to invest in some dimmer lights in my house. That's one of my dreams while I'm doing this business. And then wind down at 9 p.m. It isn't yet 9 o'clock, but we are hoping that by 9 we'll be winding down. So yeah, those are some hints of lifestyle factors. And then here are some symptoms that I want you to look out for, because you see, I want us to be able to apply our products, our business, and to listen carefully. We've got a lot of friends and relatives and colleagues and neighbors that we can be hearing so that you see how to help them. So on the left are symptoms of stress, such as grinding, apathy, trouble concentrating, anger, anxiety, headaches, muscle tensions, stomach problems, skin irritations, decreased sex drive, and fatigue. All those can point to general problems. And then stress, things like mood changes, increased blood pressure. Lots of people are having blood pressure and high cholesterol, and yet it might be as a result of poor sleep. Immune system, we've talked about it. That's what I introduced us with. Then people who get stomach cramps and reflux and nausea. I've talked about loss of libido as well, aches and pains in the joints, resulting ultimately to lower bone density. So when you hear people complaining of this, it isn't that they're deficient necessarily of Panado. We've got way too many people taking chronic over-the-counter tablets, which can then result in problems. So what we in Neolife want to promote is human natural nutrition. And we are blessed, I believe, to be the company, or to belong to a company that has that as its core value, to give us human natural products. And that was all started by a group of scientists, and chief of the scientists was the founder of the Scientific Advisory Board, who actually before he came across to Neolife, was involved in cancer research. And he realized that actually cancers and other things can be prevented. And hence the starting of the Scientific Advisory Board. Not everybody is muted. Kindly mute. I can't see who's muted, who is not muted. Okay. Anyway, so now let me talk about the application of our products, because that's basically what runs our business. Our business is product-based, but above the products, we put people. We need people to know about the products and the value of the products, and how we also can share the products with them, as well as the opportunity, which I'm going to discuss a little later. So these are our core products, and in them we have a protein shake, and I say protein, but it's actually the only shake on the market that will give you all 22 amino acids, the Neolife brand. We have 3 types of shakes in Neolife. And then we have the Pro Vitality, which we can look at more closely. We can look at more closely. Everybody's muted now, except who? No, that one is not hearing. Okay. The Pro Vitality has those 4 things in it. It's part of the core products, but important is threonine, because threonine makes us the hormones. And then also important is the fish oil, or the omega-3 salmon oil. And then in all these others help with creating the hormones and helping us to sleep. Then chelated CalMag. Calcium and magnesium are very important, and this particular one also contains vitamin D, which is very important for the proper functioning of our hormones and our immune system, the two things that make sure that we are healthy. Then magnesium, this is quite a new product on our market, but it promotes energy production, muscle function, and normal psychological function as well. And remember, we said that stress is a big driver of poor sleep. So you need to be using this. It's very well priced and it is very, very effective. I'm very, very happy with this. And then remember, I said one thing that can cause poor sleep are gut infections. Well, we have this collection of products. We call it the detox program. I highly recommend that you use the detox program regularly. For example, once every 3 months, just for a few days to clean out the gut, get rid of worms, get rid of the wrong bacteria, repopulate with the right bacteria using acidophilus, and obviously by using the shake and everything else, you ensure that your gut is healthy, and that helps you to be healthy overall, because it is from the gut that you absorb your nutrients. And now, if the gut is not healthy, you'll be unhealthy and you won't sleep well and you'll get stress. So we are very much on this mission to make the world healthier and happier. I will stop sharing, check my time. And gosh, we've done very well. I can actually do a quick business presentation for those who would like to do that. I'd be very happy to call up a presentation. I hope I can get it very quickly because I didn't put it up. Oh, naughty me. Okay, any questions while you are discussing? Would you like to ask any questions? Yeah, anything that you would like to talk about?
I can relate, Doctor. Really relate. Yeah, most of the things you have stated here. Yeah, I'm not doing things right. I sleep very late, but still I'll be up by 3, 4 in the morning. Having slept after 12.
Yeah. So now, what do you feel you can do about it? What changes are you willing to make?
I'll have to use more of the products that you've, advised there, as well as try and sleep early. Yeah. Sleep earlier, not early, earlier than the 12.
Yeah, that can be quite something for you to do. Okay, let me stop recording that. Sorry about that. I just didn't realize that. Oh gosh, that I would be able to